Hello and welcome to the Medical Sales Podcast, and I am your host, Samuel. In this podcast, I interview top medical sales reps and leading medical sales executives across the entire country. And it doesn't matter what medical sales industry, from medical device to pharmaceutical to genetic testing to diagnostic lab, you name it. You will learn how to either break into the industry, be a top 5% performer within your role in sales, or climb the corporate ladder. Welcome to the Medical Sales Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Medical Sales Podcast. This is your host, Samuel. And this episode it's so near and dear to my heart. It is a treat to bring you. It is exciting. I am so excited and thrilled right now. I can barely contain it. So bear with me, everyone. But man, this episode's something. So I'm going to give you the backstory, and then I'm going to do everything within my power not to give it all away. This is another episode that's coming from a graduate from the Medical Sales Career Builder program. That's our program that gets professionals into medical sales positions. And medical sales meaning anything healthcare sales, pharmaceutical, biotech, medical device, you name it. So this one's about Elizabeth Wild. She was a young lady that was a server at a restaurant, and she wanted to get into medical sales. She'd been after it for 2 years and wasn't getting the results she wanted. She found us, and within 3 months, she is now a medical device sales rep working for Boston Scientific. Just to say it makes me giddy. But I'm not going to spoil it for you. It's an amazing story. It's a phenomenal story. I want you guys to listen. For any of you trying to get in, these are the kinds of stories you need to hear, so you can understand what people are experiencing in our program, and more importantly, what people are doing, what they're going through, the journey that takes them on to get them that end result that we want for them, that we're working together with them to achieve. This is it. So, as always, thank you for listening to the Medical Sales Podcast, and I sincerely hope you enjoy this episode with Elizabeth Wild. Hey, Elizabeth, how are we doing today?
Good. How are you, Samuel? I'm so excited to be here.
I am fantastic, and I am excited for you to be here. Why don't you tell the audience who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Elizabeth, but I go by Liz. I'm currently a field clinical representative in cardiac rhythm management with Boston Scientific.
Exactly. And, one of the reasons why this is such a treat for everyone listening, Elizabeth was actually a client of ours in the Medical Sales Career Builder program. And to be able to have you on the show, and you're officially a medical device sales rep in cardiac, it's more than a treat for me. So I want people to see exactly what your journey was like. So let's take it back to the top. Why don't you let everybody know, where were you? What was your job? Where were you before you found the Medical Sales Career Builder program?
Yeah, absolutely. So prior to joining the program, I was serving and bartending at a brewery nearby, and I had just moved to the Charlotte area and graduated. I've known that I wanted to get into med device for a very long time, since I was like 18. And I just had no idea how to get there because it's not a clear-cut path. I went down the pre-med route because I love science and I knew I wanted to be in healthcare, but I just wasn't really sure how to get into med device. And so I graduated, came to Charlotte. I was serving, doing a lot of networking. I was talking to reps on the phone all the time throughout the week, but I wasn't getting any interviews. I was applying to places and I wasn't getting any interviews. I wasn't sure if it was my resume. I wasn't sure if I was talking to the wrong people. I didn't know what I was doing wrong, but I was really motivated to start my professional career. I wanted to do more with my life than just serving. And so I found the program, and Samuel and the team just really helped me.
Wait. Don't give it away. I will say we'll get to that, but I want to go back a little bit. So you were pre-med major, And you
Mhm.
say that for a while, since 18, I mean, gosh, that's a, you're very young to know that you want medical sales. What even turned you on? Why did you want medical sales at 18? What was your first introduction to to wanting to be a medical sales rep?
Yeah, that's a great question, Samuel. So I grew up competing in dance my whole life, and at a young age, I wanted to become a professional dancer, a dance teacher. Like dance was my whole life.
Sure.
And my junior year of high school, I actually tore my ACL at practice. And that is when I got really interested in the clinical setting because I wanted to know everything about my ACL tear. I was watching ACL surgeries on YouTube, like doing all of this research every time I went to my appointments with my surgeon. I'd ask him all these questions like, so what grafts do you use and why do you choose to do that? And I just wanted to know everything. And so he was finally like, you know what? You should probably just come and shadow me sometime because
Wow.
I feel like you're going to go down this path someday. And so I went in to shadow him. And I was standing next to this guy and I was asking him questions because the surgeon was going on and doing his thing. But there was this guy next to me and I was asking him questions and he was talking me through the entire surgery. And I was like, okay, so what do you do? Like, what is your job? Because you basically know everything that's going on right now.
Right.
And he was a med device rep.
Wow.
And so that is was like the aha moment. I was like, wow, you get to be in here, you get to like work with a surgeon, you get to be making a direct impact on the patients, but you're not a surgeon and you get to be like that cool guy who gets to tell everyone about the device and be there through it all. So that was when I realized I really wanted to get into the industry, but I had no idea how to get there. Like that was the
Wow.
first rep I'd ever met, and I didn't even really know what it was. So I went down the pre-med route. And yeah, so that's really when I decided that I wanted to go into med device.
Got it. So when you were you graduated, then you started serving, and then I'm assuming you said, okay, while I'm serving, I'm gonna try to get into this industry.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So
Okay.
that was so yeah, I usually work nights and during the day I would just be on LinkedIn, networking, reaching out to people and making phone calls.
So now continue. How did we come into your world?
So yeah, I was doing all the homework, reaching out to reps, doing all the research I could to find out everything I could about the industry, listening to podcasts like yours and a few others about breaking into med device. And I finally felt like I needed some extra help because I wasn't getting where I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to break into the industry by next year for sure. And so, but I wasn't sure how to get there. And so I felt like I could use the extra help.
Okay, so talk to us. What was the? I mean, I want everyone to hear like what exactly happened. Was it an episode? Was it something you saw online? Was it on LinkedIn? What happened?
Yeah. So while I was listening to your podcast, I came across an episode about with you and Eric, and he explained how he went through your program. He got great results. So he loved it so much that he went back and signed up for your second program when after he had broken into the industry. And so that was when I took the initiative to look up your website and make a phone call and figure out what Evolve Your Success is all about. Because I knew that if he got the results and all these other people had, then I thought for sure I will.
Love it, love it. So talk to us. So you find us. We have a conversation, and you get into the program. Give us a little bit about what the experience was like. What was it like when you first got in? What were you thinking? What do you think was going to happen? Talk to us a little bit about that.
When I first joined, um, I was kind of on the edge of when, like, after we had our first phone call, I knew that I wanted to do it, but I just wasn't sure. And I'm so glad that I took the risk and the initiative because it was definitely worth it. And when I first joined, I wasn't 100% sure what to expect, but it felt really good after the first class, just seeing everyone in class. There was like at least 10 other people. And it just felt good to be in a room full of other people who were going, like, experiencing the same thing that I was, like, reaching out to people and being motivated and wanting to break into the industry. And so class was kind of that thing where, like, if I was feeling down or defeated, like going to class afterwards, I would always feel like more motivated, or like a burst of energy and like motivation to like jump back on LinkedIn and keep going at it, because it can be difficult sometimes because results don't come overnight. So I just really liked being surrounded in a community where everyone was there for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And talk to us a little bit. What was the timeline for you? What was told to you, and then what was the timeline when you actually got your position with
Yeah.
Boston?
So like your program says, um you typically get a job within 90 days. And for sure, I think like I pretty much hit the 90-day mark when I got the offer finally, which was amazing. So the program really does walk you through everything you need to know, and things aren't going to happen overnight. You really just need to take the time to do everything right the first time, because if you skip through, you're going to have to backtrack. So, but yeah, I pretty much hit that 90-day mark when I got the offer.
And just talk to us a little bit about. So you say you didn't go through it alone. Number one, you had other clients other students with you that you were doing this with. What other, talk to us a little about some of the other help you got throughout the program that kind of gave you that I'm not doing this alone.
Yeah, I mean, the mock interviews definitely helped, and working with Julia, she was a great mentor to me, and I'm really thankful that I always had her to reach out to and ask any questions I had about the whole process. And same with Christina. They really helped me to know my worth and know that like I deserve this, and any company deserves to have you. If you're motivated to be doing all of this and you have all of these skills, like all those other experiences that I've had until this point make me like, worthy of being in this position. So I'm really thankful that I had them to remind me of that and remind me of my worth, because otherwise I definitely could have seen myself settling for something less, or like, a lower pay, or like a less supportive team. So I'm really thankful that they were there to remind me of my worth.
Would you say that did you get any pleasant surprises? And there's no right answer here. It's either yes or no, or maybe any pleasant surprises, maybe something you didn't expect that you did receive going through the program.
Yeah, I would say just like building my network in general, because you bring in speakers every like other week or so. And it was really nice to be able to talk with them and ask them any questions and just hear their experience and get kind of an insight on what it's like to work for these divisions, because each division is honestly so different. And so it was really good to hear just like everyone's perspective from a professional opinion, because they had all been in the industry for a really long time. And so it was great to hear everything they had to say.
Absolutely. Did you feel like you had guidance into what you should pursue? And talk to us a little bit about what that was like.
Yeah, so I was pretty sure that I wanted to go into med device. I wasn't really considering pharma, but the program definitely reassured that for me. And so it was good to have that reassurance and know exactly what to expect and what the difference is between the two industries. And in addition to that, like there's so many divisions in med device. There's ortho, like cardiac, dermatology, just so many. So the team definitely helped me figure out, what suits you best? Why are you here? What's the main thing you want to do? And the main reason I'm wanting to get into this industry is because I want to make an impact on people's lives. And so I'm really thankful that I got the position I'm in because I'll be directly like saving people's lives and cardiac. So that is really exciting. And it really reassured me that this is where I need to be, even though ortho is kind of what sparked my interest in the industry. The main reason why I'm here is I want to have an impact on people's lives. So I'm very thankful that they helped guide me in the right direction and reassure me that this is where I need to be.
Absolutely. So now we're going to have a little fun. Take us to the moment you heard the offer, like to the, take us, go to that moment. What was it? A phone call? Was it a Zoom call? Like what actually happened? Walk us through the whole experience.
Yeah, so I had a talk with the territory manager, like my direct manager, the sales manager, and the lead rep on the team. We all got coffee together and we talked for like 2 hours and it went really well. And I was like 90% sure I had the position, but like I wasn't sure. And then the next day I was getting lunch with my boyfriend and I literally didn't sleep like that whole night. I kept waking up like thinking about it. And we were getting lunch and she texted me and was like, "Hey, can you give me a quick call?" And like my stomach just dropped and I was like, "Oh my God, like I wonder if like I'm gonna get it." And so I stepped out and called her and she gave me the verbal offer and like I started tearing up just because I'm so excited.
So tell them a little bit about what cardiac is and what you understand about the role right now that you've just received it.
Yeah. So basically, I'm going to be supporting pacemakers and defibrillators. So I'll be in the OR, supporting surgeons for inserting pacemakers and defibrillators. And I'll also be on call whenever there's like an issue with a device, then I'll come in and help them work through that and just like teaching patients and techs and physicians about the devices and how they work. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I'm really excited that I'll get some patient interaction here and there because it's not something that you get in a lot of divisions. So I'm really looking forward to having that patient interaction.
Yeah, that is awesome. You're right. That's a unique position to be able to call on providers and patients. So that's a beautiful start to your medical devices.
I couldn't be happier. So I'm very pumped.
Excellent. So, if you could share anything with, because some of our audience are people that want to get in, people that are already in, and of course, leaders of industry. What would you like to share with the audience? Anything. It can be to anybody. Actually, let's break it up. What would you like to share with people that want to get in?
I would say to not limit yourself. Like it's hard when you want to break into the industry so bad and you feel like you would just accept like any position that comes your way. But I would just say like, remember why you're here and why and like what you want to do. Like you're not putting in all of this work into networking and finding a job just to settle for the first thing that comes your way. So definitely know your worth and fight for what you want and don't settle for the first thing that comes your way.
I love that. I love that. What would you share with the medical sales reps that are already out there doing their thing, that are listening to this and maybe even having some nostalgia from when they tried to get in?
Yeah, I mean, I'm incredibly thankful that everyone talked to me who did and everyone who, gave me references and like gave me even more connections. Like I'm so thankful for everyone who helped me and just took the time to talk with me about what they do and like how they broke in, because it really gave me the insight I needed to figure out what division would be best for me and where I see myself going in this field. So I'm incredibly incredibly thankful for all the reps that spoke with me and helped me break in, because I wouldn't be here without that.
Mhm.
So definitely very thankful for that.
Excellent. All right, Elizabeth, it was such a treat to hear your story and hear how you found a medical sales career builder program. You went through our program and you came on the other side, and you are a medical sales rep. Come on, we love it. So we're gonna have a little
Yes.
bit more fun now. Well, first off, is there anything else you'd like to share with anyone listening on this episode today?
Just chase after your dreams and work at it. Like, never settle for less, never give up. When things start to get hard, that's when you're about to break through. So when things get tough, that you're about to reach a breaking point and break
Excellent.
through.
Excellent. All right. All right. Now let's have a little bit of fun with our lightning round. I'm going to ask you 4 questions. You have less than 10 seconds to answer, and we're going to start right now. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So, Elizabeth, what is the best book you have read in the last 6 months?
Start with Why by Simon Sinek, and it's actually a book that you recommended me. So I'm very glad
Yes,
that you gave me that recommendation.
absolutely. That's one of the required readings in the medical sales career builder program. So I love the
Yes.
fact that you mentioned that one. Okay, we'll take it. Just so we can understand a little bit about that. What about that book kind of makes you say that it's the best book you've read in the last 6 months?
Honestly, like, it just, when I was going through the job search, it is something that I constantly reminded myself of, like, why am I doing this? Why do I want to be here? Why do I want to work for that company? Why do I want to be in this team? It just constantly relapses to back to why you want to do something and why it's so important to have that foundation. So it was definitely something that um, was helpful for the job search.
Wonderful. What is the best TV/movie you've watched in the last 6 months?
Can I say something fun? Like
Of course you can. You better.
Stranger Things? Honestly,
Oh,
like,
that show's awesome.
I want to watch it again, but I
Yeah.
did get nightmares. Like, the last season is just so intense. Like, I would have dreams that, like, a demogorgon was chasing after me, but like I had to keep watching it. Like,
Oh, that's
even
awesome.
though I was like suffering inside, like, I was addicted
Oh,
and I
that's
had to keep
awesome.
watching it.
You
But
know,
I loved it.
yeah, my son turned me on to that one. He would always watch it, and I just assumed it was a kid show. I didn't even pay it any mind. And then one day he's like, "Dad, you have to watch this." I said, "All right, let me watch it." And I was hooked. I mean, I went back to the beginning. I watched season 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm an avid fan. So definitely love it. Those
Yeah,
actors are phenomenal. Absolutely
I
phenomenal.
know. It's just like crazy how young they are and like the
Right,
talent that they have. And my
right.
young cousins actually like started it with me, and I was like, "Are you guys allowed to watch this?" I was like, "Are you sure your parents don't care?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's fine. They can watch it." They probably thought it was like a kids show too. And so
Right,
I was watching it with my little cousins and they were like so into it. But
right,
yeah, it's
right.
funny.
Fascinating. All right. Best meal you've had in the last 6 months.
This There's this really good Indian restaurant called Copper in downtown, and I'm obsessed with it. Like, it's the most like authentic Indian food, and it's just
Wow.
amazing. So that would definitely
It's
be
downtown where? You got it because people don't know where you are.
Charlotte.
Downtown Charlotte. And it's a chain, or it's a family, a mom and
No,
pop?
it's a family owned.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's called Copper, and the tiki masala,
Yeah.
I think the chicken is amazing. That's definitely
Okay.
my
So
favorite.
everyone, next time you're in Charlotte, you better go and say Elizabeth, the medical sales rep sent you. All
Yeah,
right.
get me a discount.
And then lastly, best experience. I think we don't know the answer, but we're going to ask it anyway. Best experience you've had in the last 6 months.
Yeah, definitely getting the offer for this position, because
Yeah.
my life is going to be completely different and I'm so looking forward to that.
Amen to that. Elizabeth, it was such a treat having you on the show, getting to learn about your success, hear you talk about it from your mouth. And we cannot wait to see all the exciting things for your future. And congratulations again for getting the position.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me today, Samuel. I'm so excited and so thankful for all your help and everyone else's throughout the process.
Excellent. Amen to that. Wasn't that a story? Tell me that wasn't a story. Gosh, the emotion, the passion behind it, the wanting of something that meant so much, and to finally have it. It's one of the best feelings in the world. It really is, to really deliberately go after something good that will change your life, that will change your family's life, that puts you in a position to change other people's lives. Go after it with all intention. Get the right guidance, and then have it. I really don't think there's a better feeling. It's one of the reasons why I love everything we do here at Evolve Your Success. Yeah, that was fantastic. That was Elizabeth Wild, and again, you can hear how much it meant to her through everything that she shared with us. And we are so elated, and we are just blessed to be able to work with her and see what she's going to go on to do and all the wonderful things she's going to go on to do. So I know you've heard this episode, and a lot of you out there are thinking, whoa, it is time. It is time to stop playing around and get serious about what I want to do with my life and my career and take action. And that's exactly what you want you to do. Visit evolveyoursuccess.com. Look, and let me just stop there and reiterate this. If you're trying to get into this industry and you're banging your head up against the wall because you don't know what you're doing, I mean, you're grasping at straws, right? And you're trying things, nothing's truly sticking, and you're just kind of flailing. That's number one. Number two, you've been getting these interviews, and they're going nowhere, and you keep getting told the same old thing. You don't have sales experience, or you don't have medical experience. That is ridiculous. Don't even accept that notion. Everyone that's gone through our program, well, not everyone, but maybe 90% of our clients are people that didn't have sales experience, or didn't have medical experience, or didn't have something that they were supposed to have. Or maybe you're getting the interviews, you're getting to the final rounds, and for some reason they keep not selecting you. We know why that's happening. We know every tool, resource, strategy, connection, understanding, sequence, portfolio, every single thing you need to have to get you into a position that's fit for you. And then there's a number of you that don't even know where you're supposed to be. You've heard about medical device and it sounded cool. Then you heard about pharma and that sounded cool. Then you heard about biotech, or just let's stick with one of them. You heard about medical device, and you heard about ortho, and then you heard about spine, and then you heard about biologics, and then you heard about cranial, and then you heard about cardiac, and then you're asking yourself, I have no idea what's supposed to be happening. OBGYN, trauma, where do I go? Let's take the guesswork out of it. Let's take the frustration out of it. Let's take the endless wishing and never really knowing if it's going to happen. And it's gone on 4, 5, 6, 7, a year, maybe 2. And let's take action and do something different that gets results. I want more people to experience Elizabeth's success. Why not it be you? So make sure you visit evolveyoursuccess.com, select Attain Medical Sales Role, submit some information, schedule a call, and let's talk about getting you into this position finally, once and for all. 3 months from now, completely different conversation. That's where we want you to be. As always, thank you for listening to the Medical Sales Podcast, and make sure you tune in next week for another episode. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And remember, I have a couple programs that show you exactly how to break into the medical sales industry, become a top-performing medical sales professional, and also how to masterfully navigate your career to executive-level leadership. Check out these programs and learn more at evolveyoursuccess.com. Stay tuned for more awesome content with amazing interviews.